What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I seen that title was going out. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe one for me, please. Definitely apologize. Last video, I kind of uploaded it late. You know, especially this video too. I definitely apologize for that. Like I said in the last video, I'm not having the best day right now, honestly, and I got a late start. I wasn't even gonna post, but I'm here. You know, one thing about it, y'all make me happy. Y'all definitely boost, you know, my spirits up. You know what I mean, y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all. That's all I can say. You know, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for sharing, liking, leaving comments. You know, I try to respond to everybody, but I don't know. Sometimes things get hard. It may seem like a person is doing, you know, all right and stuff, but sometimes things get hard. I'm not even gonna lie. But you already know. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Let's get a video.
Announced he is going to pardon the J6 individuals. He is going to absolutely go after the border. So there's a lot of things that he's already ran on. I mean, criticize a lot of it, and I don't agree with everything either, but it's undeniable he actually ran on that and been really upfront. He's like, I am your reputation, and he's, you know, kind of making those moves. So that's kind of where we're at. Early on, immediately after the election, I was like, hey, you know, we have a choice. You know, we can freak out and follow every other thing around, you know, like a cat, you know, with a laser, you know, after everyone. But I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be that Democrat. You know, for me, there's things I'm going to agree with, I'm going to disagree with, but I'm in the business of finding wins for Pennsylvania and for the nation, and engaging the president. I think I see that as doing my job.
And well said. And I wanted to ask you.
I feel like Sonny looked mad all the time.
So you went down to Mar-a-Lago and met with the president, and he actually was singing your praises after. He said you were fascinating, impressive, a common sense person. I agree with him on that. Not a liberal or a conservative. I'm curious what your takeaway was from meeting with him, and what, if you found that there's any specific policy areas you think you can work with him on.
Yeah, well, I think overall it was a positive experience. I mean, he was kind, he was cordial. It wasn't in any kind of theater. It wasn't trying to get your picture taken to kind of put something out on social media. It was just really a conversation. I actually spoke for over an hour. And overall, my wife was there, and she might be watching right now at home. Hi, Giselle, if you're home. And she was there.
So everybody's smiling, but Whoopi and Sonny, when he made that comment. And it just goes to show you on like how people are and like the attitudes that people have. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't think Sonny, Whoopi, and maybe even Anna don't really like John Fetterman, especially, you know, he was on, you know, episode with them, and he spoke what he had to say. And then on top of that, you know, when he went to go meet Trump at Mar-a-Lago, I just look at the simple fact, y'all, that I feel like if Sonny, Whoopi, and, you know, the rest of the women on The View, if they focus more on trying to work, you know, towards something, trying to help out toward, you know, they call themselves Democrats or, you know, whatever. If they actually did those things, I feel like it'd be way more. I ain't gonna say way more ready because the show is horrible. I just feel like people would take them a little bit more seriously, because obviously I don't, but it's just a simple fact, like, bro, like, I don't even know, y'all. I honestly, it hurts me a lot, because first of all, this show is still running, just for the simple fact, how could y'all put on a show and have a show that's literally like, oh, I hate Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Trump. We're not going to help anybody out, you know, for the Democratic Party or people that's, you know, against Trump, or try to help, you know, the whole thing. They had Kamala on there. They didn't had what's her running mate? I forgot his name that quick. That's how see how that happens. Irrelevant. Joe Biden, having them, it didn't help them in any type of way, because all they do is bash Trump, and they don't do anything to help, you know, with anything. That's all they're for. It's to bash Trump. It's to say this about what they don't like. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like. They do nothing to try to help any given situation out at all.
My wife was there, and she might be watching right now at home. Hi, Giselle, if you're home. And she was there as well, too. And we just had a conversation. And now one of the things, can we agree on? Well, one of the things that was easy, like the Dreamers, the Dreamers, immigration, that. And Giselle was part of that community. And we both had the opportunity to express that. I would also, I'm on the Ag Committee. And I think protecting the SNAP as well, too. Food insecurity is really important issue. And some people on that side wants to go after that or weaponize that. So for me, those are kind of issues. Other things that we can agree on as well. But overall, it was just a straight up conversation. And I just have a rule, like I'm going to engage and have a conversation that's anyone playing it straight. And that's be doing my job again.
You did.
But my thing is, I'm not a big fan of John Fetterman, but for him to do that, for him to just have a conversation, is doing way more than what these ladies do, other than sitting on her on this show and bashing the mess up out of Trump.
Get a lot of criticism for it from some people who thought you going to Mar-a-Lago gives cover to Trump by creating the solution that he's amenable to working with Democrats. I was very supportive of when people like Mitt Romney and Rob Portman worked with Joe Biden. So I understand the need for bipartisanship. I didn't love the optics of you going to Mar-a-Lago. He was going to, which is his palace. He was going to be in Washington a week later. But what was your goal? And do you feel ultimately you were successful?
Well, here's what happened. I was being lazy on the couch like Friday night, and my team reached out saying, "Hey," and I don't know if this is like a trolling or a hoax, but they extended an invitation. What do you think? I'm like, well, I mean, if they're playing it straight, then I think it's pretty reasonable to have a conversation. Inviting me to engage, and I visited it. So maybe some people would be critical of that, but for me, engaging the president, I think when you're in this business, I mean that's part of the job. Any more you would criticize Governor Newsom, that received the president there after the fires in California. They are going to find a way to work together. I mean, that's where we are. And I hope maybe you are watching are tired of just like the venom and the hate. And it's like, I'd like more bipartisan kinds of things. And you are going to agree with things and you're going to disagree on things. And I'm going to pick my fights. And I'm not going to,
And that just goes to show y'all right there. Like I said, I'm not a fan of John Fetterman, but at the same time, I look at the simple fact of, we're all human, bro. I disagree. I agree with my dad a lot of times with different things, and not even just political things. With my girl, my kids, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's just one thing with that. Now, when you have the ladies of the View, like Sunny Hostin looking over there, it's more so of just like, I disagree with everything Trump is about because I don't like him. I disagree everything with J.D. Vance is talking about because I don't like him. I don't like the Trump administration because I don't like Trump. I don't like anything that Trump is. It's all of that versus, okay, well, we have this here. We have this topic. Let's talk about this topic to have it. This is why this show is horrible to me, bro. Because they don't do none of this. And it takes other people to get on this show to say it for them. It's crazy.
I've chosen not to add to the cheap heat online or go after those kinds of things. I've never found that helpful. And if those kinds of things were helpful, we would be in a different situation. We'd be the ones making those kinds of decisions with the new administration with then Vice President Harris.
Yeah. Well, Senator, Trump's pardoning of roughly 1,500 January 6th rioters on his first day back in office is still reverberating. And when we last spoke with you in December, you were critical of Joe Biden having just pardoned his son, Hunter. So although President Trump ran on doing this, there was a discrepancy in a lot of people in his inner circle said he wouldn't do it for violent offenders. So there was some surprise in what he ended up doing.
Of course not. I'm on record criticizing going after Hunter Biden. And I also agreed that the trial in this city, in New York, was politically motivated, that wouldn't otherwise have been prosecuted if it was someone else. And I've been very front and
Exactly. See what I mean?
center in pardons. I chaired that process in Pennsylvania. I was all about delivering second chances, and I was very proud of that. And I think that's really the cornerstone of criminal justice reform is if you are following the rules and you've paid your debt, I do believe you do. I do believe there needs to be a path for redemption. And this process, whether Joe Biden or whether President Trump, I don't agree with many of those pardons, especially on the J6 ones. And I've called that out. I've been on record saying that that's just not true. If you're going to abuse the process, somebody that's been very committed as part of that, has made that part of my career. I think it's sad because it's been politicized. And I think, if anything, that might have set some things back because people assume now, depending on what team's in office, those are the people that get some redemption.
I just for clarification, did you mean that the 34 count case in which Donald Trump was found guilty of various financial crimes was politically motivated here in New York?
I found that when the judicial system gets weaponized and targeted political enemies for political gain, I think that's inappropriate, and I think that degrades our collective trust in this a very important institution.
Look at her face.
Whether that's on a Democratic going after a Republican or a Republican going after a Democratic one. And I like to think I call it strikes and balls because the judicial system has to remain impartial. I mean, that's really the cornerstone of our society.
Would that...
Look at her face. Yes, that's what he said. Even though that, like I said, I'm not a fan of him. I don't agree with him with a lot of things. But, I mean, it's right there. You know what I mean? It's right there, and it makes sense. Like I said before Sunny even opened up her mouth, it's more so of I hate Trump rather than let's look at the facts. Let's look at the real about the situations that's right there in front of us. It's crazy. Y'all let me know your comments and thoughts down below. Definitely got to get these videos out for y'all. So it's literally 11:35 p.m. If y'all seeing this when it's dropped, trust and believe I'm literally rushing trying to get this out here. But definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.